yeah, sometimes it happens, guys. You repurchase a bag you regret selling and then it doesn't work out again. I don't feel like Chanel is actually that practical. They just look pretty. So yeah, I don't know, I got sucked into the hype with that. You know, when I got it, I was like, am I really gonna spend a few $100s on a basket? If you get too sucked into other people's opinions or what's hot and trending and popular, you might just find out that those pieces don't work out for you. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, I would super appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. It will really help motivate me to make more videos, and yes, all your support would be much appreciated. I really got into luxury, I feel, because of influencers on social media, including Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. You know, when I started collecting luxury bags, I think I was a part of a lot of these Facebook group communities, and I loved people's passion, I love people's outfit of the day, I love people asking in different groups like if I should buy this bag or my handbag collection, and I just became obsessed with luxury fashion probably ever since around 2016. And as YouTube has evolved and we've seen people do, you know, what's in my bag videos and reveals and unboxings, I definitely went down a spiral of collecting luxury myself, and there's been many pivotal trends that have happened over the last few years that I definitely got sucked into. So I wanted to talk about some of those iconic luxury pieces today that I saw a lot of people unboxing on YouTube, and let me know if you are also sucked into these trending items and if you still have these. Now, before I get into the luxury items, I just want to say, like, I kind of regret buying this conspiracy palette. I remember a few years ago, it was during the lockdowns, I think. There was that whole Shane Dawson series with Jeffree Star, and they made this eyeshadow palette together. And then after that, Shane Dawson got, like, completely cancelled. But anyways, I totally got sucked into that YouTube saga, and I bought this palette. And honestly, I never use it, guys. Like, I think some of the colors in it are really not easy to work with, like this yellow and this orange and like this super bright red color. Definitely the top parts I would find more usable, but I have like Pat McGrath and Morphe eyeshadow palettes that already have these kind of shades, so I find this quite redundant. So that was one of my first YouTube purchase regrets. But now going on to the luxury items, you know, back pre-2018, a lot of people were obsessed with the Gucci loafers, and there were so many people unboxing Gucci loafers, whether it was the slingback black ones, the pink ones, and I happened to buy the pink Gucci loafers. You know, I loved them for a little bit, but unfortunately I bought them in half a size too small, and I would always squish my foot into them. And yeah, the whole like Gucci loafers trend happened for quite a few years, and around this same time definitely the Gucci GG belt was trending as well, and that was also at the top of my wish list. And yeah, unfortunately the GG belt didn't work out for me either. I bought the thin one with the pearls, and I was always a little bit worried that the pearls would fall out, and maybe I should have bought the thicker one. I don't know, actually the thin one was quite nice. I don't know, I think I just got over the trend, so I ended up moving those pieces on. Mainly, I think I would have kept the Gucci loafers if I got them in the right size, but unfortunately I bought them one size too small, and I felt like I was really squishing my foot into it. Next thing that I bought on impulse was the Loewe basket bag, and you know, most of these items I'm talking about were actually pre my YouTube channel, so maybe that's why you guys haven't seen it. But I bought the small Loewe basket bag back in around 2018 when it was super popular. There was a lot of really fancy YouTubers unboxing that bag. It kind of fit into that minimalistic aesthetic, you know, the perfect neutrals wardrobe, and the basket added like a nice texture to your outfit, and it didn't break the bank in terms of designer bags. Now back in 2018 the basket was actually a reasonable price, but now that you know, fast forward a few years later, the Loewe basket has become a lot more expensive. But I remember I purchased it on Net-a-Porter because there was some sort of like 20% off thing happening, I think, on some brands, and I ended up getting it for like a really good price. But you know, when I got it I was like, am I really gonna spend a few $100s on a basket? In my head I was like, is this really worth it? Because for me it just felt like an ordinary basket, and I understand it's the whole point. It's a handmade basket, it's got the designer label on it, but I was very underwhelmed when I received it. So I ended up sending it back, and yeah, that was that. But I was definitely influenced by the whole minimalistic vibe that was happening back then, which I do like classic pieces. I do love neutrals, but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't that obsessed with the basket. Maybe I would just go for a cheaper basket if I wanted to get that look. If you actually look at the latest Chanel Haute Couture collection, the models are carrying these basket bags with roses hanging out, you know, very Jane Birkin style. So I feel like you could definitely get that look for a lot less than $100 if you really wanted to carry a basket everywhere that you like. Next bag that I feel like was such a major moment in YouTube history was the Pochette Métis. Everyone was unboxing the Pochette Métis, guys. It was my first ever Louis Vuitton bag that I purchased from the Louis Vuitton boutique. Oh my gosh, the Pochette Métis, guys, like, honestly, it is a pretty iconic bag. I feel like in handbag collectors history, I don't know why, I just feel like that really sparked on my love of Louis Vuitton when people were unboxing the Pochette Métis. And you know, the reverse monogram was super trending at the time. I bought the Pochette Métis back in 2018. It was really hard to get. I remember my friend helped me get one, and I remember going to the store and picking it up, and they wouldn't even let me see the bag. Like, they were just like, made me pay straight away, and I was just like, can I just check it first? Like, it was a real ordeal getting that bag. And when I got it, I wore it a little bit and I felt really cool, but I really don't know whether the Pochette Métis is even my style. I just was like sucked into the hype on YouTube and everyone saying it's the best daily bag ever. But now looking at it, you know, I probably prefer something, I don't know, not a Pochette Métis. Like, I don't know. I find that monogram is something that I love and hate. Like, I definitely got addicted to the monogram at one point where I bought a lot of monogram bags. But I don't find it really goes with a lot of my wardrobe, because I tend to wear like something like, if I feel like if I wear monogram with this gold jacket, it looks a little bit much. Like, I'd rather wear just like a black bag. And I tend to wear a lot of like patterned knit jumpers and like patterned scarves, and like the monogram just kind of clashes. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. It never really goes with my outfit. But obviously, I just love the idea of the Pochette Métis because everyone else was loving it. And then we had those quality defect issues with the edge paint or the lacquering, where apparently somebody who was mixing the paint or altered the lacquering of Louis Vuitton for some reason. I don't know if they were cutting costs or something, and they used that lacquering on a wide range of Louis Vuitton bags between a certain period. I don't know if it was like 2017 or something, and a lot of those bags got recalled because the lacquering was cracking and even bleeding onto clothes, and it was just a disaster. So anyways, I was a little bit worried when I bought that Pochette Métis that it would start having those edge paint issues that everyone was having, like the cracked lacquering, and I didn't want to deal with that, so I kind of sold it because, yeah, I don't know, I honestly, my gut was telling me, I think I was just heavily influenced to buy that bag, and I got sucked into the hype, but I'm not really sure if that bag was completely my style. That being said, a few years later, I did repurchase it in the plain monogram, and I sold it not too long after because I kind of doubted my judgment, and I thought, you know, everyone is still loving this bag, so maybe I made a mistake in selling it. But when I bought it again, I really realized that it's probably not my style, so I sold it on again. So yeah, sometimes it happens, guys. You repurchase a bag you regret selling, and then it doesn't work out again. Most of the time, if I repurchase a bag, it doesn't work out again. But yeah, anyways, that's my Pochette Métis story. Next, guys, so there was a period on YouTube where I feel like everyone, I don't know, it's obviously just in my bubble, there was a lot of people collecting the classic flap, and, you know, we're all talking about the Chanel price increases and the classic flap going up so much in value, it being an investment piece, and everyone was talking about, you know, buying vintage Chanel with the gold plating, and I think the 19S iridescent pink was super trending, and then you had the 2005, like, pink color that was super trending, and, like, Tiffany blue, and I don't know, like the classic flap was like such a hot bag for, like, it was, I feel like it was at its peak like maybe a year ago, 1 or 2 years ago, and I definitely got sucked into that hype. I collected an array of Chanel bags, classic flaps, minis, and I had quite a lot of Chanel flaps, and it got to a point where I realized they're not very good for everyday for me. I would rather wear something a little bit more casual, like a Her bag or a Picotin or something that I can really put like my notepad in and like, you know, my sunnies. I just always found that Chanel flat bags were a little bit too small. Apart from I had some vintage Chanel jumbos, which I actually realized were really practical. And once I realized that I actually need a bigger space in my bag, I started getting into the Hermes bags, which, you know, the Birkins and Kellys, which have a lot more space. Or to be honest, I probably use my Picotins more, but yeah, I just realized that the classic flaps, although they're super hyped on social media, I feel like they're very small and they're actually not great for daily wear. Definitely for special occasions, you know, a fancy night out, I think they're appropriate, but for a daily bag, I find them a little bit too small, and they're also quite delicate, particularly the lighter colors, particularly some of the lambskin, even some of the modern day iridescent caviars and whatever are not great for every day. Like the iridescence will come off, and they're just not the most usable bags, not to mention that the strap lengths of all the sizes are kind of awkward and hard to deal with. Unlike, you know, other bags where you can detach the straps, I don't feel like Chanel is actually that practical. They just look pretty. So yeah, I don't know, I got sucked into the hype with that. I realized that Chanel was a little bit hyped up, but I really think that Chanel is so overrated, honestly, guys, especially the handbags. Sure, I think, you know, it's worth getting a few, but I personally don't think that they're the most useful bags, but yes, they look pretty. I did sell all my Chanel bags. I really got sick of the look of them, to be honest. Like, I kind of just got bored of that flap style. I also found it quite off-putting that they kept increasing the price and the quality was becoming worse. So yeah, that's why I got turned off Chanel, and I've made many videos about this, so it probably doesn't come to as a surprise that I sold my bags. Next was the Prada Crystal bag. Now, I've talked about this before, but I was influenced to buy this bag because I saw it on Instagram on a personal shopper page, and it was super sparkly. You know, I do love holographic and metallics and crystal. Like, I am naturally, most people are drawn to that stuff. They're like, wow. And you know, when I saw this Prada Crystal bag, it was during the lockdown again in Melbourne. I was extremely like, I don't know, like I just needed some excitement in my life, and this Prada Crystal bag was like a shining light in my life. And when I ordered it, I spontaneously ordered it like late at night when it came in stock online, and when I got it, I was really excited by it. You know, I think I just needed something in my life to give me spark. Like I bought that bag out of boredom, to be honest, because lockdown was really boring, guys, and yeah, it was just during that pandemic time. And I would put it on my shelf here, and the magpies would like look at it, and birds would swoop past my window all the time. I looked really cute on my shelf, to be honest, but with what I wear as well, it never really went with my outfits. I always felt like it looked too random on my outfit. Like, even say for today, I'm wearing like a gold jacket. Imagine wearing that crystal bag. Like, it would be way too much. I think the problem is I always have like something strong on my outfit, and the crystal was just too crazy, which is why I prefer to wear like a plain colored bag or something a little bit more subtle. So the Prada Crystal, I just couldn't work out how to style it. It looked a bit too jazzy for my everyday life. And although it was cute, I actually sold it, and I sold it for a loss. But since then, when I bought it, when it first came out, it's gone up in price like considerably. So if I kept it, yeah, well, I would have bought it for a lot less than what I would have to pay if I wanted to repurchase it now. But yeah, I've had no regrets in selling that bag. Don't really have a desire to repurchase because there's never an occasion where I feel like I need to wear a crystal bag today. So luckily, I guess I made a mistake, guys, because I boredom shopped and I was influenced by Instagram and YouTube unboxings. I was definitely influenced to buy my Birkins and Kellys, well, my one Birkin and my Kellys from YouTube. You know, I absolutely love all of like Mel and Melbourne's Kelly and Birkin comparison videos. I love Winnie Y's channel. She shows her like Hermes collection, you know. Just there's so many YouTubers who talk about Birkins and Kellys and like the collectability aspect of it and like the different colors, and that definitely hooked me into Hermes. I think the different colors and the leathers that you can research, and you know, the different years, and yeah, I just love learning about Hermes. And I think the Birkins and the Kellys, there is the most videos on YouTube about those bags in particular. And I definitely think that that spurred me onto looking more into Hermes bags. A lot of Hermes bags that I have, there are videos on YouTube about them, but there are some that I bought just because I liked the color or the style of it. And a lot of my Hermes bags I wasn't actually influenced to buy. I kind of just discovered them myself. But definitely when I was first getting into Hermes, the Birkins and the Kellys were the things that I was influenced to buy from social media, because they were kind of put on a pedestal, and I thought, wow, they are the most elusive styles, so they must be good, kind of thing. But at the end of the day, I actually find that I wear my bags that are not Birkins and Kellys more. Like, I definitely wear my Picotin more. I even wear my Belize bags more. So yeah, I kind of discovered what I prefer, but I hardly ever see people talking about the Belize bag. I hardly see people talking about the Trim bag or like the Omnibus bag or even the Gypsy Air bag. There's not many YouTube videos about those bags, so they're kind of things that I had to discover for myself. But I think as time goes by, as you collect handbags or are obsessed with handbags, you tend to kind of find bags by yourself and not listen to other people as much, because we all have very different lives and, you know, different looks and different styles. So at the end of the day, you kind of have to just follow what you love. And if you get too sucked into other people's opinions or what's hot and trending and popular, you might just find out that those pieces don't work out for you. And I found a lot of these super popular bags were bags that didn't actually work out for my lifestyle and didn't really suit my personality. So anyways, all I want to say is that, you know, sometimes influence can be good, but sometimes it can be a bit distracting from finding your own, you know, sense of style. So let me know, guys, have there been bags or things you've been influenced to buy, and did they work out for you or not? So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!